Hello, and welcome to the Forsaken City episode of the All Red Berries Speedrun tutorial series, brought to you by Xenoras, TO98, and me, profnyan. In this video, we'll be going over the strats needed to complete City Arb quickly and consistently. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to go and watch the first episode of this tutorial series if you haven't yet, since it serves as an introduction to the All Red Berries speedrun category as a whole, including berry mechanics and a couple broad recommendations. It also addresses what assumptions we'll be making about your familiarity with the game as a player. The video is linked in the description below, but generally speaking, we want you to have a familiarity with the main speed tech of this game, as well as the any percent speedrun, before you can use this tutorial to the fullest. Now, on to Forsaken City. Heading into the start of City here, just a quick reminder, we will not be going over any percent rooms, so this first room, we just need to get up to the left side of this ledge, so just use your any percent strats to reach here. From here now, we'll go for a transition wall bounce up above into another wall bounce to grab the berry, like this. Then we'll grab the berry and fall to this spring, dashing right over these spikes and landing here. And then from here, we'll go for an extended super off of this chunk of ice up here, like this, and then a wall bounce along the right wall, and a climb jump to get us up through the transition. After transitioning, we'll go for a downright wave dash, an up dash, and then a climb jump to land us on this platform with the E sign. Once we're here, we'll go for a reverse hyper, and then a right dash to the berry, and grabbing this wall. If you do a right demo, it's a little bit safer because you can avoid bonking your head. So I would prefer doing a right demo here. And once you're here, it's just one climb jump up the wall, a left jump, and then another climb jump to get you up to here. This next room's another any percent room. So we just need to let you know that you need to be exiting the room on the right transition over here, the right side of the screen transition. So after transitioning through the screen up here, they'll do a very quick transition climb jump like that to just land you immediately on the ground, and then another hop up onto here. And from here now, we'll go for a wall bounce that kind of wraps a little bit left to grab the berry, and then also wraps back around right to land us on the platform. This is easiest if you go higher on the wall bounce, like start higher on the wall bounce on the wall. But you can do it a little bit lower if you feel confident in your ability to get both the berry and make it all the way up onto the platform in one go. Once you're up here though, you'll be going for just a right dash, a right dash into this little chunk right here, and then an up dash through the transition because it lines up perfectly. And then after the transition, you'll be going down left for a transition wave dash, and then a corner boost off of this corner that the wooden ledge is sort of on. So dash up, wave dash through the transition here, corner boost off that corner, and then you'll want to go for a wall bounce off this chunk of metal here. So that should look something like this, and then after the wall bounce, you're getting up to here and doing a quick climb jump onto the spring, where you can then just fast fall through the gap over here and dash right to the berry. If the corner kick entry is being pretty difficult for you, there is an easier alternative. You dash up through the first transition, and then in the second one here, you're doing an up left to slide along the ceiling. And then you can get a super off of this platform, an extended super, to then go for the wall bounce. It goes a little bit slower, this strat, so it is going to make things overall a little bit easier. From here now, we'll go for an extended super, so just a right dash and jump and hold jump to get us up onto this platform. And once we're up here, we're going to go for an extended hyper down right ultra through the transition, which will jump right after the transition, and then dash down onto the traffic block here to make sure we kill our momentum and ride the traffic block up. And when we ride the traffic block up here, we're going to ride it up on the left side, so that we can jump off here and do two quick climb jumps and an up left to the berry up here. Once we're in this little nook up here where the berry is, we can do a reverse hyper, so hyper down left, and then a down right dash, like this, to get us down to this platform. And then we can repeat the same thing where we jump and down right to get us moving really quickly down to this platform over here. Right here, what we're going to do is we're going to dash into the wall and then tap jump at the exact same moment, because if you don't, you'll get flung really high up in the air. But if you do, you get some tiny jump, either off the wall or the ground, I'm not sure, but it will cancel that upward momentum and make you fall really quickly to get your dash back, like this. And then after that, after you've landed again, you can dash right through the transition and then right to get yourself on top of this traffic block. From the top of the traffic block now, you're going to jump to the berry and then down left wave dash and then up left to get yourself up on this platform. And once you're here, you're going to go for an extended hyper and do a down left ultra through the transition, and then you'll be trying to get a wall bounce off of this chunk of stone here. So just like this, well, not just like that, sorry, just like this. Once you get that wall bounce, you should be getting to this right wall here, where you can then do a couple climb jumps up to the spring, and then wall bounce through to crossing checkpoint. After the wall bounce that brings you up towards crossing checkpoint, you'll drift to the right in the air, then dash up and do a climb jump. That should get you onto these two patches of snow here. Then you'll quickly just do a short hyper bunny hop and an up left dash to land you on this platform. From here now, you'll do an extended hyper and an up dash through the next transition. And after you've gained a little bit of height, you'll go for a wave dash corner boost here, and then 2 up left dashes to get you up to this next platform. So, just like that. After you've landed on the platform here, you're just going to jump to the berry and then dash down into the floor. And as soon as the berry collection animation starts, which you can see when it starts to flicker, you can go ahead and return to map. The reason for this is so we can go back to crossing checkpoint and skip those couple of rooms on the left side that aren't necessary for progress in the level. After returning to the checkpoint here, we'll go for a hop to the right, then a wall bounce and a wall kick to get us over here. From here now, you're going to do a hyper, not too short, but also not too far. The best way to go about it is just like hold jump on the hyper, but then make sure to pull back to the left so that you're able to fall through this gap. And then after having fallen through the gap to grab the dash crystal, you'll want to fall until you're in line with the wooden platform on the right, the lower one here, then do 2 right dashes into it to break the wall. After breaking the wall, you should be able to dash down right if you got your dash back, having broken it from the right distance, and then immediately do an up dash to grab the berry and land up here. From here now, you can go for just a hyper corner boost through the transition, or if that's not comfortable for you, you can go for a reverse hyper and then a bunny hop afterwards, which should be a little bit easier than this very quick corner boost. So whatever's easier for you to manage. Now from here, there is a really advanced strat, that's ZCAD's top route, that can get you up to the heart a lot more quickly, but it's super complex, so we'll be explaining it separately in a short video tutorial linked in the description. If you want to go for that really tough strat, you'll know where to find it down below. Okay, and for the normal strat, what we'll be doing instead is we'll just fall down left here and dash down right, not from too low, because you don't want to get a wave dash on this platform, like that. Just high enough to the point where you can then bunny hop, go for a wall bounce there through the dash crystal, then a right dash to the wooden platform over here. From here now, you're going to go for 2 wave dashes, and then a bunny hop after the transition to get you on this traffic block. And as soon as you land on it, you can hyper to the next traffic block. So land on it, hyper to the next traffic block, and as that traffic block goes upwards, you'll move to the left and jump up left, dashing up left through the gap to get you through to the secret path over here. In the secret path here, we'll do an extended super, and then a demo hyper to get you jumping through the transition, or dashing with a hyper through the transition immediately. So you want to jump before the transition for this demo hyper if possible. You can also go for a wave dash, it's just a little bit harder, because you got a little bit less space to work with here. But anyway, you go for that demo hyper with the jump before the transition, and then you'll want to bunny hop after the transition. Just like this, so you can land around here. Even in midair, you can just go for this wall bounce immediately. So for the wall bounce strat up ahead here, I'll just start from here. You're going to wall bounce pretty much with a very low wall bounce, almost jumping immediately, not entirely immediately, but you're aiming to just grab the low end of the traffic block. And then after that, you're going to kick off of the traffic block, grab the right wall, and then jump over the traffic block to fall down through here. From here now, we'll go for a left dash that's, again, we want to be further to the right here rather than left. That'll help us out a little bit for this skip. But yeah, we want to go for a left dash with a somewhat late jump, so that we can then wall bounce off of this wall here. And then go for climb jumps to get us up here. From here now, we can go for a hyper through the transition, and an up dash and a climb jump to get us up here. Now for the heart room here, there is a more advanced strat as well, and that's going to be in another separate short video tutorial in the description, because that's kind of a lot to throw into this main tutorial. Instead, for the simple version, you just want to go for a hyper bunny hop here, and then get yourself the berry and down on this platform so you can enter the heart code. So the heart code is up, left, down right, up left, up left. And as soon as you enter that up left dash at the end, you'll be able to hear a sort of ding, and you should be pausing the same instant that happens, so you can retry to skip the heart cutscene right here. So the heart cutscene didn't fully carry out, and the hearts just spawned there now. And I can just hyper, bunny hop, and dash down to get the heart now. Now as soon as the heart text shows up, like it just did, you can push start and then save and quit. And you can do this to send you immediately back to the same spawn point over here without having to wrap up and around after the heart cutscene and everything. Now to exit this room, we'll go for a reverse hyper and an upright to this platform, then just a quick hyper down to here and another quick hyper through the transition. After the transition, we'll dash down, jump to the right, and then a wall bounce off of that wall to get us up here. Then go for an extended hyper, a wave dash, to land us on the crumble blocks over there. So extended hyper, wave dash, land on the crumble blocks, and then you can jump to make them disappear early here, and then dash down after they're gone, like this. Then once you've landed down here, you can do a hyper through the transition, then a down right and a jump inside the secret path back here, then a climb jump to get you up onto this platform. From up here, we'll be going for an extended hyper and an upright just before the transition, so we can immediately dash up to land us up on this platform up here. And then the same principle applies as it did earlier on, once we land on this platform, where we can dash into this ice block and then immediately tap jump so that we don't get launched into the air as much. Can't really see it behind the timer, so let me turn that off really quick. But if you tap jump, you'll kind of fall instantly, whereas if you don't, you'll get flung up into the ceiling. So break it and immediately tap jump. And then, heading into this next room, after you've broken the ice wall, you're just going to walk through the transition here, then jump and do a wall bounce to get you up to here. And from here, we'll go for an extended hyper, a kickoff to grab the berry, and then starting on that dash crystal, 2 uprights to land us on this platform. From here now, we can just jump and do an up left through the ice block here to break it and send us up through the transition. And then we'll immediately go for a wall bounce off the left wall here, get us onto the crumble blocks. Then we'll jump again and do another wall bounce on the traffic block. After the traffic block, you'll want to buffer a jump on the next ice block here, so that you can get to the top of it without activating it. Because if you accidentally activate the side of it, it'll start falling before you're able to jump off of it. So wall bounce off the traffic block, buffer a jump, then land on the ice block, and as soon as you've landed on it, you can immediately upright and get up here without having jumped at all, actually. From here now, we're going to hyper through the transition, dash right to grab the next platform here, and just climb jump up to it. Then we can just dash right to fall off this platform and keep our next dash. And then I like to demo under these spikes and do another right dash over the next set of spikes. But if that's too uncomfortable for you, you can just wait till you've made sure you've cleared the spikes, do an upright or do a right dash through the middle and an upright at the end. Heading into the next room, you're just going to dash right, then jump after you've been on the crumble block for a tiny bit, so that it disappears. And then you'll dash down to get yourself to the lower platform here, and immediately go for an extended hyper and a right dash to get you heading through this secret path down below here. So down here, we have a couple of strat options. You can just fall immediately right here and go for a hyper, but you kind of have to control the height and distance of the hyper to land you on this traffic block. The best way to do that is just immediately tap for the hyper and then hold right. Do not be holding down whatsoever, and that'll get you to this middle traffic block every single time. After that, you can just jump to the berry. Oops, let me show this again. You can just jump to the berry like this, and then exit the room nice and simple like that. Alternatively, if you want to go nice and fast, as you're falling here, you can fall down left just a little bit. Make sure not to hold left before you get to the transition though, because you might accidentally die on these spikes. But after the transition, fall left, and then you can do a wave dash off of the chunk of ice here, and a downright dash to the same middle traffic block, and that'll get you enough momentum jumping off of it to get to the wall with the berry. Then wave dash off of the third traffic block, and bunny hop off of the first, then dashing up to get you back on this platform. Heading up above again here, we can just do a quick hop and then a wall bounce. We want to be wall bouncing off of this side if possible, because it'll line us up through the next screen transition here, to then just kick off of that little bit sticking out there. So let me fix my save state. Just kick off this little bit sticking out there, then climb jump off the side of the crumble block, and dash up towards the transition up above here. Then we'll just do a couple quick climb jumps to get us through the transition. And as we're transitioning, we'll hold left so that we can immediately kick off up here and do a full wall jump there and a dash up to grab this traffic block without having to touch the traffic block on the right. After we are on this traffic block, we'll be moving up left, so be holding up left, and as it's about halfway through its path, you can be jumping over the top of it like this, then kicking off of that left wall here, and then grabbing the berry. Once you've landed with the berry, you can go for an extended super with full height on your jump, and that gets you perfectly in line to do a right dash and regain your dash, dashing right over this platform. And then if you do that properly, you're able to just buffer that right and then down dash to immediately send you through the next transition. It is also kind of forgiving on this down dash. Let me see if I can get the traffic block sound to go away. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, okay, that's weird. But anyway, it's kind of forgiving on the down dash, because it'll nudge you into the gap no matter what, as long as you're following the same buffered dashes. Like you saw, I got nudged a pretty significant chunk there to still go through the transition. Now, once you're here, what you're going to be going for is you can just go for a hyper corner boost right here, and then fast fall, and then dash right onto this traffic block. And then you're going to run off this traffic block and get the momentum up with it to grab the berry. And as you touch the berry, you can dash down to change your momentum back to downward, and then move right onto the next traffic block. It can be a little bit difficult, so don't feel like it's necessary. But yeah, you would pretty much walk off and then dash down as you grab the berry if you want to go for this. And then you walk along this next traffic block until you're to the side of the spikes here, where it'll fling you up and you can go for a transition wall bounce like this, And then after the transition wall bounce, you'll want to grab the left side of this traffic block near the bottom, like this, so you can then demo under to grab this berry and then kick off the traffic block to get you up towards the exit here. So again, transition wall bounce, grab the traffic block, demo under, jump back, and then jump up and over to get you to here. Now from here, heading into Chasm checkpoint, we're just going to go for an extended hyper and then a wave dash. So again, heading into Chasm's just extended hyper and a wave dash, then a bunny hop and an up left to land you up here. And from here you'll jump to the top corner of the traffic block here, holding left, then climb jumping over and dashing down left to get past it, like this, after it starts moving. Then you'll just jump up over to here and do a wall bounce to get you up and out of the room. So a little bit more smoothly, that's going to look like this. Then after the transition, you'll dash left to land on the traffic block and just take that up to here. And from here, you can do an extended super and an up dash. And if you get the up dash close enough along the wall, you'll be able to go for a wall bounce here. That brings you all the way up to the traffic block and keeps your dash. If you're too far to the side though, you'll bonk. So this is kind of precise. It isn't totally necessary though. All it enables you to do is grab that strawberry and then immediately dash down left through the transition. If you don't get it, you might just need to dash up to it, which is fine. You just grab the berry and go like this instead. After passing the crumble block here, you're going to go for a wave dash and then a bunny hop, and then a wave dash off of the far right corner of this platform here. The reason you want it to be so far to the side is because it'll help set up for the next room a little bit better. Because you need to go for another wave dash there on the lower platform here, where you can get your dash back and then do a left dash over to here. So try and land your wave dash as far to the right on that first platform as you can. Then wave dash on the lower platform and dash left to here, where you can just hop off, do a wall bounce up to here, and then a very short hyper through the transition. After the transition, start holding right. You'll slide off the edge, and you can dash up with the berry. And as soon as the berry starts collecting here, if you have only this one berry, you can then return to map. If you have more berries, make sure those are getting collected too before hitting pause and returning to map. Then you'll return to the Chasm checkpoint. This is just like crossing, where you are saving time by not having to go through the same rooms again to get back to here. So from here now, after respawning at Chasm, you'll go for just a quick super and then an up dash to land you up here. And from here, you'll go for an extended hyper and an up dash to the berry up here. So extended hyper, up dash, and then a couple climb jumps to grab the berry and then get you up to here. From here now, you're going to do a hyper through the transition, like this, and then an upright to the berry, just like that, so you can skip having to do all this stuff down below. Then you'll do a climb jump to get back up on the platform here, just hyper over, and after landing here, you can go for an immediate left dash and jump to go for a super, and then wall bounce, even if you're able to time it well enough, through the transition up above here, like that. So this is another any % room, so use whatever strats you like here. Same goes for the next room here. We won't be going over these, so just use whatever strats you're most preferential to. Here though, we have a slight difference from any %, and that after supering off this block, we're going to want to go up here and grab that ice block from a wall bounce. So extended super off this block, climb jump over, then do a wall bounce to grab that ice block. And as soon as you hear it make a noise, you want to kick off to the right to then land over here, like that. So once you're up here from the far side, as soon as the ice block's out of your way, which it should be as soon as you land, you can go for 2 quick hypers. The very first hyper you want to be very short, and then the next one you want to have at least a little bit of height to it. And the reason for that is because you have to get over this little lip here. So make sure your second hyper just has a little bit of height going for it here, like that. Then after the transition here, you'll go for a bunny hop and then 2 climb jumps off of this edge here. They gotta be kinda quick to make sure that you actually get both climb jumps, because if you get only the first one and not the second one, that messes up the rest of the strat here. So bunny hop, 2 climb jumps, then you can follow this dash pattern, touching all the dash crystals in succession to get the berry over to here. From here now, you can just jump up and go for either a demo hyper or a wave dash off this next platform. And then another wave dash after the transition to grab the block. And then a kind of funny little thing here is you want to grab the block and then step away immediately. And then push back into it. And the reason for that is if you grab the block and then back up, it'll start falling immediately. But if you grab the block and release and are still pushed up against it, it takes like an extra half second to fall still. So grab it and don't stay up against it like that. You want to, off the wave dash, grab it, back off, and then be pressing up against it again so you can very quickly start exiting this upper section of the room. So after you've grabbed it and backed off, what you'll be able to do here is go for a kind of funny spike jump. And the way it works is you're holding right all the way until about when you're in line with the poster in the background there. So you can see that poster kind of just above Madeline here. Just about when you're in line with it, maybe a little bit below in line with it, like right here, you would be holding fastfall, and then you'd be able to go for a spike jump. So fast fall for just the tiniest bit. Because if you don't fast fall at all, you have no chance whatsoever. So you just barely need to fast fall at the end here, and then you can do a spike jump there, and then dash right over to here. If that feels too dangerous though, you can just do a super over the top here, line up with this wall here, which would lead you down to here, and then you can do a right dash over. And it can be the same spike jump setup, so you could super over, and then do the spike jump like this. Because it lines you up perfectly to do it. Just need to fall straight down. Then after you get to here, just exit the room how you normally would in any percent, because you've gotten all the berries by now. And that will have been all of City Arc. So since the goal of this tutorial series is to get sub-hour, we'll have some target times for each level, and the target time for City Arb is 3 minutes 30 seconds or less. If you're really trying to push the strats to their very limits, you could even try and get your time to be below 3 minutes, but around 3 minutes 30 seconds or less as an average is far more reasonable if you just want to do full runs, since consistency is a lot more important in that regard. That's all for City Arb. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode in Old Site.